Most people think that they're stuck. But what if the truth is you're just playing a game that was never designed for you to win? I've met a lot of talented people over the years, smart people, creative people, hardworking people. And the thing that always stood out to me wasn't a lack of ability. It was the feeling they all had that no matter how hard they worked, nothing really ever changed. They get a job, lose a job, pick up extra income, but still feel behind. And after a while, you start to internalize that. You start thinking, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just not cut out for more. But that's not what's happening. What is actually happening is this. You're playing a game with rules you didn't create, where stability isn't a guarantee, and where effort doesn't always translate to ownership. So you work harder, but the outcome stays the same. Not because you're stuck, but because the game itself is limited. I remember when this reality clicked for me. Before anything worked in music, before any recognition, I was just trying to figure it out just like everybody else. Working jobs, making music on the side, trying to balance everything the way people tell you to. And for a long time, it felt like I was making progress creatively, but not really moving forward. Then I got my first major placement. And on the outside, that moment looks like the breakthrough, like this is where everything changed. But honestly, the biggest shift wasn't the placement itself. It was what I understood because of it. Because that one moment, something I created, something that came from my skills, did more for me than all the time that I had spent trying to fit into a system. Eventually, that path led to me being a part of something that won a Grammy, and I'm grateful for that. But what stayed with me wasn't the award. It was the realization that I had been playing the wrong game the entire time. See, I wasn't stuck before that. I just had been putting most of my energy into something that had a ceiling on it, and putting only a fraction of energy into the thing that actually had leverage, which was my skills. And that's when everything started to make sense. And when I started paying attention, I realized this isn't just music. This is everywhere. There are people right now who know how to design, edit, write, communicate, and solve problems. And they're treating those skills like side notes, while giving their main energy to something that does not move them forward. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the world has shifted and we've moved into something different. A space where people can exchange value directly, where your ability to do something useful for someone else matters more than your title. That's what I mean when I say the human economy. It's not about jobs versus no jobs. It's about ownership versus dependency. Because if you're only relying on systems that can change without you, every time they shift, you have to start over. But when you build around your skills, you take that control back. And that's really why we built Purposers. Not as another app, but as a place where people can actually start playing a different game, where what you know how to do can connect directly to someone who needs it. Simple as that. And this isn't one of those things where everything changes overnight. It didn't for me. It starts small. Recognizing what you already know, using it once, then again, then building from there. So if you've been feeling stuck, take a second and ask yourself, am I actually stuck, or have I been playing the wrong game? Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. And once you start shifting how you move, everything opens up in a different way.